meeting to order. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Oh, welcome, Roxanne. I'm not hearing any, so we entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
Got motion support. Last chance for comments, questions. I hear none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Roll has been taken?
It has.
It has. Wonderful. Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone please rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you.
There's a rest of the sweats are headed somewhere.
Recommendation for bids. No, we need to approve the minutes, sorry. So we entertain a motion for the approval of the August 12, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
So, support.
We have motion support. Any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. The motion is carried. Recommendation on bids. We are to consider a resolution to receive bids for the demolition of 3 structures that have been deemed dangerous buildings by the Gratiot County Building Official and award the project to the contract to the recommended bidder, who in this case is Wanzi Tree Service, and for a total amount of $38,000. Also to approve the related purchase order and authorize the mayor to execute the contract on behalf of the city. And tonight, it looks like we had 6 bids, ranging from the low bid of $38,000 to a high bid of $72,000. So your pleasure for this.
Move we adopt and accept the recommended bidder of Wanzi Tree Service at Alma for $38,000.
Support.
Okay, we have some motion support. Are there any comments or questions?
Yeah, Dave, do they, I'm pretty familiar with them. How much demo stuff do they do?
I'm not familiar with this contract, but Eric, if you know more, but from what I understand, they're gonna demo 3 houses, and I believe they're taking that all the way down to the foundation.
Yeah, the foundations have to go. Yeah.
Okay.
They just did the 4 houses on the corner of Woodworth and Lincoln.
I've only seen the tree stuff. They do a good job. I was just curious.
We've used them a couple times in some demos.
Good.
So they're definitely, they're efficient for sure.
More than a tree service.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And the other thing, did want to let the commission know that in regards to 110 Linwood, that is going through the foreclosure process right now at the county level. Since this was in a state-owned home, the gentleman it was owned still by an estate, never went through probate or anything like that. So this thing's been out there for 10 years and the son must have been paying the taxes on it. So that's why it's been out there for so long. We spoke with the attorney about it. His recommendation was us to let the foreclosure process go through, and then once it hits the last section of it, the property would fall off of this, the $5,500 and change that's owed, and back taxes would fall off, and there basically would be the city would basically pick it up for $100 at that point, and then we would proceed with demolition. If not, then we're kind of on the hook for that $5,500 plus the demolition, if we were to kind of go about it right now. The other thing that could happen, and we've already talked to the contractor about this, so they're willing to work with us on timing for Linwood. We can get started in the other 2. But if someone does happen to pay the back taxes, the $5,500, they should know about it, because if they do a title search, they will see on the register, it's been registered at the Register of Deeds, that there is a dangerous building judgment against that property, and they'll be responsible party if they were to purchase that. So I doubt someone would buy it. I doubt it will. But that will take us probably through the end of October before that's done. And like I said, we did speak with the contractor about that, and they need to work with us on that timing and the price that they've provided us in the bid. So just wanted to let the commission know about that, but it doesn't stop us from moving on to 2. So we get those done, and then as soon as this clears, we'll get Linwood taken care of as well.
Okay. So is there an addendum to the contract?
No, we'll just, it's a basically an amount not to exceed, and we have the dollars per home.
Okay.
So if we don't do it, then it just falls off the contract.
Okay.
That's, and we've talked to them about that, and that they're okay with that.
So it's just verbal agreement that
Right now,
we may change our mind and not do that, or
Yes.
it may not be part of the contract.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
because right now, the way this is unfolding in the foreclosure process.
So it's just listed on the contract for each home.
Yeah, yep.
So if we don't do the one home,
Yep. I don't see it getting picked up by anybody. Because we got $5,500 in back
To
taxes.
look at it, it doesn't look like you would, but
No. And it is falling on itself already, so I doubt anybody's gonna buy it for $5,500. And if, like I said, if they did a search on it, you will find the dangerous building judgment on it.
In that dangerous building judgment, if somebody did, there are things they'd have to do, right, that they would know about
Immediately.
in addition to the 5,500 back taxes, right? I mean,
Well,
it doesn't just say.
we would automatically, because we already have the judgment,
Yeah.
we would send a letter saying that you have to demo this.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, it's worth waiting just.
Well, we were kind of.
Legally, we have to.
We're kind of in that boat that I don't want to take on another $5,500 in
Sure,
fees. so.
absolutely. And are they limited the onesie demoing a house? Is that, I mean, I don't expect that we'll be frozen by the time this goes through, if you think it's going to be done in October, but are they limited or they can?
No, you can
they do
demo,
whenever?
you can demo houses in the wintertime.
Okay.
Sometimes it's better because you get no dust.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
then somebody did mention, I think Dan mentioned about how deep you're taking the foundations. Are these houses have basements they're taking out too?
If
or-
they have basements, they all gotta go.
So all the basement, if it's a cement floor, they're gonna take the basement floor and
Yes.
footings and everything?
Yes, yep, that's part of our ordinance that we put in 2017 after the fire where Young's Gym was at.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause-
And then does that get filled in?
Yes, it's backfilled with sand and topsoil seeded.
And to expose the sanitary lateral, plug that off so we don't have a sinkhole or fill the sewer with dirt.
So we do that part?
No, we witness it to make sure it's locked off, but they do it as a part of the
All right,
contract.
great, good.
Cool. Anybody else have questions or comments? I believe we have a motion in front of us, so all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. A resolution, we would consider a resolution to ratify the investment of city funds. And before us tonight, we have 4 different investments ranging from, is it 380 to 390 in various CDs and U.S. Treasury securities. Your
Move to
pleasure.
adopt.
Support. Motion support. Anybody comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. Thank you. Reports of officers, boards, and committees. City commissioners may receive the following report by one resolution, or commissioner may remove any item within section for the individual discussion and vote. There's only one, so it's the city manager's report. Your pleasure thereof.
Move to receive.
Support.
Okay, we have motion support. Eric.
Okay,
Go down.
I'm gonna be short and sweet. Park project submission, we talked about it at our last meeting, for submission to the Gratiot County Parks and Village program. And the Parks Board had recommended 2 different projects. One was the project in Wright Park to include a wheelchair swing and accessible pathways to the bathroom. And the other project that, if the commission wanted to, would be a new pavilion, or a pavilion, not a new one, but a pavilion in Holiday Park. Gets a lot of use now with pickleball and the new basketball there. So we just wanted to see if one of those projects were which the commission would like to apply for, so we can start getting things around, or if you had something else in mind you'd rather do. So that is due end of October, 1st of November, so that's just around the corner. So we wanted to get your opinion on what you'd like us to bring forward to you in the next couple meetings.
I like the pavilion at Holiday Park. I think that would be,
Well, didn't the park committee recommend something? And I forget what it was.
Those 2 things.
They recommended both.
yeah, I like both of them,
Yep,
but
yep,
yeah.
yep. To give this board a couple options. One was the wheelchair swing with the accessible pathway
Yeah.
to the bathroom, and then a pavilion at Holiday Park.
Tough Cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fine, I don't have.
So I would say move forward.
Okay. All right, we'll start pulling some numbers together and some sketches and things and bring those to you. Because we'll need a resolution to submit the application. So, okay, perfect. Great. Next item, artificial intelligence policy, AI. I liken it to when we got the internet here.
Yeah.
I remember that, that's how old I am.
You're just doing that to make those.
No, it's true.
that
It's
are
true.
not-
That was true. We were
That are very
discussing,
old.
we need to have a website, all that sort of thing. Well, this is not going away, and it seems to be like, well, either you kind of adopt it and bring it into what you do as part of your work, or you're falling behind. When you do any of those sort of things, there's obviously one for this type of thing is security of the systems and things that you're using, make sure those are taken care of, and then using systems or artificial intelligence software that is enhancement to our work and not a replacement for our work, that sort of thing. So the mayor did send me over, and I think he CC'd
Yeah,
all
that's
the
great.
board
Good
on
insight,
some
yeah.
extra, some way to look at it, and we just want to get it out there because it is new. It's new for
Yeah.
me, for sure. I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around it yet.
I am too.
But it is very similar to what we did when we had cell phone policies when we got cell phones, and we had internet policies when we got the internet, and so on. So it's just another new tool that.
And I'm thinking it's something that will have to be looked at and constantly upgraded as we get through new understanding and new technology, and we say, well, this doesn't make any sense anymore. You know,
I think that
isn't
was
it? Yeah, and that's
kind of what Greg was saying,
Yeah.
that we don't want it so vague and foggy that that we have some structural guideline. Do you still do computer stuff?
Involved in some computer stuff.
No, I didn't know if you were.
Give that.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm not the expert in this by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I know people plug in their resumes and pull out interview questions. I mean, it's a whole different world, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to assume that you were still in the same position.
I don't know that I'm an
I
AI
knew you did.
expert, but
But-
I mean, you do need to be careful not to be feeding in data into any AI system that you wouldn't necessarily want public. Spreadsheets, things like that, anything with identifying information, you have to be very sensitive to.
And everything I'm reading about recruitment of younger people, it's like they're skipping some of us generations to hire people in higher positions in companies and things that have knowledge and understanding and willingness to adopt and
And are getting the answers to their
integrate
interview
this-
questions from AI.
integrate this in,
Yeah.
and it's not going away. I remember we
The
did
usage of ChatGPT dropped off substantially. I think it was on like June 6th because everybody went on summer vacation.
Oh, goodness.
The usage of it is very, very, very heavy in terms of school, for better or worse.
And it could be a great tool for a lot of things, but
Sure,
it
it's
also
like
can
anything
it
else,
can be very
right.
dangerous.
Right.
And you gotta watch, like even your existing vendors are going to be adapting things, and we need to be aware of that and make sure we're comfortable with what they're doing as well, so.
Do we need a disclaimer someplace on like everything that we do? I watch things on YouTube sometimes and the history of simple things, and they'll tell you how scissors were invented and all that. Any kind of thing, just interesting little stuff. Who invented the stapler? And, why don't tires?
Retirement.
Yes, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. But on the first page, it will say, who invented scissors, and then there's a disclaimer on the bottom that we use AI and some other artificial intelligence to gather some of our information as to how this was done. Don't take any of this
So
as
they
gospel.
lies.
Yeah. Don't take any of this as gospel. And do we need something like that? If we're going to push something out, if we're using it, that we simply state that some of the information we're putting out comes from AI. I don't think that there probably will come a time, but I don't think there will be a time
that I can see when AI will be making decisions for us, and eliminate us, because you can just go on AI and say, where's the best place to put a new park? They'll figure it out, knowing all of our demographics and all of our land usage and all that, and they won't need it.
Computers still make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so currently, we still
So do
need
we.
humans.
So
Yeah.
do we.
No, but
It's interesting. I asked ChatGPT a lot of silly questions that I couldn't get anyplace else. What do you think about, and all that kind of thing, just comes up with some answers. But I never use it as AI says.
Well, I've asked ChatGPT what the best restaurant in Elma is before, and it makes them up.
they're not even real
Not
restaurants.
real. No, the
Yeah.
Pine River Dairy Bar.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
That was, it actually came up.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Do we need to disclaim just about everything we do?
Well, no, it's only if we're gonna, like, the reason we brought this is it's the younger
Not accurate.
coming up and focusing on where our staff can use it and not use it. And then, because,
Some guidelines.
yes, because someone's gonna use it because it's there, and then something's gonna happen, and we're gonna like, oh, can we
And it
didn't?
is a lie.
Take this thing on road and write it better.
And that's why I think you need to document your due diligence, you ask, and you do as best you can, you assess whatever risks you're going to introduce, and whatever remediation or mitigating circumstances, controls you can put in place, excuse me. You just do what you can, but answer those questions and document it. And
Yeah. But do we need a disclaimer on just about everything we
I
do?
don't think that's what we're using.
No, I don't think we're
No
gonna
one
have them
at
like
least.
put our bylaws together and put them on the website. I mean, that's, because I feel like if we, if we're doing that,
That's
I
down
feel
real
slightly,
quickly.
uncomfortable about,
But yes, guidelines for how our
Definitely.
employees use it moving forward would be a good step.
I think there should be some internal disclosures, like if someone is doing a project for you, Eric, they need to disclaim like, hey, I had assistance, because I use it daily on presentations. I can put in a Bridgestone presentation, have it done in 35 seconds, present it to a client, and it's probably takes 2 to 3 hours out of my day that I would have had to do it, and I can do it like that. No sensitive information, it's just general presentation type stuff, but I think they need to know, like, hey, Eric, hey, I put this together with the help of AI, and I mean, internally, I think Roger makes some sense. Obviously, if we're posting stuff publicly, I think that's a different conversation, but internally, it's being used, I think that would be nice to know for you. As well as workflow, if you're saying that, hey, well, 90% of this area is being done out of AI, I mean, that's different staffing issues, there's a whole lot of other things there.
if it just makes up BS that doesn't even exist, you would still want it.
But it does wonderful thing. I mean,
Absolutely.
you saw
No, I get
that,
it.
I mean, if you read those 4 pages
Yes.
that I sent out, that took about 10 seconds on AI. I just asked it, what would the due diligence be? And it came back with a list of due diligence practices that would be appropriate. And then I said, well, how do you document this? And boom, it came back with another 2 pages. Just like that, like Danny said, it is fantastic. You still have to read it because it does have screwy things in there, but you still need to understand it. And that's the ultimate thing we want everybody to understand. If you use it, you're still responsible for whatever you're publishing or whatever the ultimate outcome is from it. So you need to do your risk assessments and whatever else is in there. So, and the other thing is, I don't think we want to be on the bleeding edge of this by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Other people will go before us, and we need to keep our eyes open and learn from them.
But I think it is beneficial to stay ahead of it, because whether it's said or not, it will be used.
Oh, yeah.
It will be used.
It will
Like I
be
said,
used, yeah.
My company, they don't have a policy on it. I will be using it because it saves, like I said, it saves me 3-4 hours a day sometimes. So it will be used by.
But I'm sure you still review it and say,
Exactly.
this is
Yeah,
really
but I can review it in 5 minutes versus spending 3
Right.
hours to do it, you know what I mean? So,
And that's where the benefit comes
yeah,
in.
exactly.
Right.
So,
Great.
Okay.
Well, so thanks for being on top of it and getting ahead of the game. Hopefully we'll stay out of trouble.
They'll drag me along. I'm screaming on this one. But I know I won't go over the hill.
I really think that some of your software vendors are going to be bringing it to you before you know it. And
More and more stuff is going to be in it all the time.
Yes, it is. It's unavoidable. It's like the internet. People thought it was a fad in the early 90s. No, here we are. All right. Projects that are upcoming and being worked on. We've talked about a little bit already. that we are going to be moving over to Richmond Avenue, September 2nd. I believe we're going to get started over there on Richmond. That will be the next complete reconstruction. I have pictures of it there. A new water, sewer, storm, curb, gutter, and road surface. We held the neighborhood meeting. Dave and Christine and Aaron gave a presentation for the neighborhood last Wednesday. So those folks were, the ones that were here were excited to get started with it because it's been a while that we've had that one on the books. The Charles Avenue project, we're wrapping up the multi-use path. If you've been by there, the boardwalk deck is basically done, but there's some other final touch-ups that need to be happening.
Eric, that's open right now.
Is it open? Okay, well then that happened since the way that, well, good. There you go. Action news. It's happening now. And I
I'm
know.
going to ask a question on that, because I drove by it while they were, it was under construction, and wasn't it needed because of some flower or something that was in there? But yet, when they did that ditch, they just lined it with rock. Seems to me that you killed probably any flower that you were trying to save in
It was
there.
for like the ditch, the water and the flowers. Like it's like water gets down there. Like
Yeah, there is a drainage ditch.
Yeah,
It's over water, yeah. There we go.
SKI. I agree. It was frustrating because that was identified as a wetland because the plants were there. The mayor's correct. There are plants in that area. It now shows up as the registered for the federal protected wetlands. To put those foundations in, the piers, they had to excavate to put that in, and they put the pea stone back in there because the water naturally drains down Charles Avenue. What you're seeing right there is actually a good picture to say what I'm illustrating. That's a low spot. There's no good way to put topsoil back in there and not put stone or anything in there because it'll erode underneath of that bridge, boardwalk, whatever we call it, but boardwalk. So that was because it was already excavated to put the piers in. Didn't want to put topsoil back in there. There's no way to compact it when you put the boardwalk back in. So we put stone in there to help protect that road edge and underneath of that bridge. So the drainage swale is in there. There's riprap up in there now, so the water can drain in there just like it always has. But the plants that were identified as native wetland plants didn't get disturbed. So yes, interesting.
Do what we're.
I'll take your word for it. That they didn't disturb that plant.
Is that
Yeah.
well, it's all
drainage?
along that ditch, it's the whole ditch that's the wetland.
Yes, that region, because that plant is identified as growing in wetlands, and that's where it shows up as that, and that's why it's covered under that. Otherwise, yes, when you look at the construction of it, you're going, I question that too. You could have put the sidewalk in and just put it in there. Trust me, it's an asset I don't want to maintain because it is a wooden boardwalk. Would have been much easier to put concrete in there, but I'm also not wanting to answer to Eagle or go to...
Is there a culvert under Charles Road that continues the water?
There's a storm system. There's a culvert right there, and there's a storm line that connects that runs underneath of there. How far that culvert goes, I do not know. I did not see that exposed,
Okay.
but there is a storm sewer that connects. So yes, that culvert does connect to a storm drain, ultimately that drains out.
Okay.
Every pipe goes somewhere, and those pipes end up
Yes.
in the rivers.
Yes, okay.
Ultimately, it goes to the river. I'm sure about that.
Okay.
Should, not sanitary system.
Okay.
All right. Control building is underway, finally. The concrete has been poured out there for the new control building. We're looking at about a 2-month project there. The big part of that project is moving all the controls from the current system into the new building. It's a tiny little building. If you drive out there, it's not much, but gotta have it for the next step, which is to repaint the water tower. So, the prospect of building demolition, just wanted to give you a quick update on that as well. We're finally getting some steps moving forward. On September 2nd, the environmental contractor that the Gratiot County Land Bank Authority hired will be on site to start the asbestos testing and all that, which I know that's there. We found it before, so we know it's going to be there to get removed. So that is underway, and I figure a couple months that will be taken care of in some bid documents, and so hopefully sometime this winter we'll have a project we can get bid out for demolition. And lastly yet, nope, Alma Transit, 50 years in business serving the Alma area, and in the last 4 years, the slipper communities of St. Louis, Pine River, and Ithaca. So they were recognized at the state, the Michigan Public Transit Association conference up north last week, and that was a part of that. So congratulations to them, 50 years, and I believe there was 7 other municipalities or transit systems that were honored for the 50 years as well. And then just the library, their annual book sale, well, now annual book sale, the inaugural was last year. Annual book sale scheduled for the 15th to the 20th, and the Friends hope to raise between 10,000 to 15,000. Last year they were on the high end of that because they had some comic books. So that is all I have for you tonight.
Okay, who has questions? I believe we have a motion on the table. All those in favor of receiving the report, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, say no. Motion is carried. We've received the report. Appropriations. Interested in paying the bills tonight?
Yes, move to pay the
We have
appropriations.
We have the
New business.
Oh, I'm
to go.
sorry. Consideration of a resolution to adopt the investment policies and procedures as revised. Thank you.
Move to adopt.
Getting ahead of myself. Okay, any more questions or comments on that?
And just as a reminder, this, the big portion of this is to extend, to allow staff to go out for 3-year investments as opposed to just 1 to 2, so.
And there is a 20% cap.
Yeah,
Is that-
there's limits on
Yep.
everything. There's limits on everything you do, Chris. All right, anybody have questions? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. That motion is carried. Okay, now appropriations.
Move to approve.
Support, I couldn't think of the words.
We have a motion and some kind of support.
Yes.
Are there any comments or questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. The bills can be paid. Thank you. Commissioner comments. Michelle, you want to lead off tonight?
Sure. Condolences to our DPW department. A city employee was passed away this week, so his family and friends.
That was Kurt McAllister.
Kurt McAllister, yep.
Drew? Yeah, nothing there. Okay. Danny?
Good luck to the boys football team on Thursday night. They play at Shepherd. I'm pretty excited to watch Ethan play, but playing up with the older kids, so it should be interesting.
Roseanne?
Thank you.
Roger?
Nothing, I don't think. Thank you.
Okay. Sarah? Eric? You got any more
Just
there?
to echo what Michelle just said there, Kurt passed away this last Friday, so, and he was a long-term seasonal for us, came back many years, so condolences to his family.
So going to echo that, condolences to the family, and looking forward to, we got Delmac coming through, so tomorrow and next day, so Wednesday and Thursday. The crew from the Elma Action is going to be at the park with some refreshments for them, and hopefully there's some other things going on, so that's good news. Elma Live went off, I think, quite well. It was well attended downtown, and everybody seemed quite happy about it, so thanks to all the volunteers that worked on that, and all the other things coming up. So with that, we'll open it up to members of the public. If anybody'd like to address the commission, please go to the podium. You have up to 5 minutes to share your thoughts with the commission. Anybody coming forward?
I would like to say something.
Okay. Please state your name and address when you get up to the podium, and we'll time you.
Go. Won't take that long. That's Roseanne, 889 Mill Street here in the city of Elma. On the way over, I was thinking to myself, I hadn't bicycled over on Linwood Street or Eastward. I just wondered where that was at. And then I thought, you know, at one point, I saw one report by the code enforcement person, very vague, and then I've not ever seen another report presented here, and I thought, well, maybe it's rolled in with the police report. It's not there. Is there a reason that that is not being reported up to you to review, and it's not on the packet? I haven't seen it on the packet. And that's a lot of money. I mean, you know, and time and effort to get this down. It just seemed funny that you never hear anything about it. And every time this commission has to pay him for advice to go to court, that's expensive. I mean, it's city expense, and it just seems to be never anything about what the code enforcement person is doing. So, that's all I have.
It has been a while since we've had a code report. I think we used to get some.
Yeah.
And we probably should be getting them regularly.
It's a comment we don't answer usually.
Anybody else want to address the commission? Hearing none. Okay. So next, city managers requested that we conduct a closed session, which is permitted under Section 8D of the Open Meetings Act of MCL 15.268 regarding the purchase or lease of real property. A roll call vote is required, so
Move to adopt.
support. Motion support. Call the roll, please.
Sure. Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Warnick?
Yes.
Commissioner Allman?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Gibson? Absent. Oops, absent. Vice Mayor Harrington?
Yes.
And Mayor Mapes?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Okay. So with that, we will go into
We will be taking some action, so if you want to stick around.
We anticipate.
Yes. I'll switch to the next.
Are we ready?
Congratulations.
Cameras are on, behave yourselves. Would anybody care to make a motion?
Yes, motion to approve the option agreement with Consumers Energy for the potential purchase of 9.75 acres of parcel number 51-009-001-00, owned by the City of Alma, with a purchase price of $130,000 and setting the purchase option for 1 year for the consideration of $10,000 to hold the property.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion support. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried, and we are ready to enter an option agreement, so.
Thank you.
Oops. Terry needs that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have comments? Last chance. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
No motion support, last chance. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
He needs to-